And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another recap review of the hit HBO Max show. And just like
Mhm,
that, it's your boy Lucas with my talented co host
mhm.
of Maya. What is going on this evening, man?
Hey y'all, hey, I'm ready to get into it because you already know who done pissed me off. So
I was
let's
about
just
to ask on that shelf behind you, do you have any gin? Canadian
uh
gin?
I wish. I was like,
But
ma'am.
look, we mad about two separate people, but my person's clearly going to be first because this is the way we start the episode off. As Aidan has arrived at Carrie's for a surprise impromptu visit. So we already know the way this plays out. He arrives for the visit. He seems jealous from the beginning of Carrie's relationship with Duncan, as she brings
Hmm.
up like, "Hey, we're just meeting just to go over notes, something real simple," and he already seems off-putting. This, what did you think about the reasoning before we knew the real reason? What did you think the reason Aiden was coming there for?
There was never, I already knew it was flag on the play. Okay. Like
Yeah.
I'm about sick and tired of Aiden and his antics, his omission behavior is crazy to
Mhm.
me because it's every single time now. It's not even like this is a one-off. This is his behavior. There's something behind whatever he's saying, and we don't know what that is yet. And for me, I'm like, first of all, you are too old to be doing this. This is ridiculous behavior from somebody about to be 60. Because I'm just gonna assume that his ass is up there in the
Yeah.
50s. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's about to be close to 60. This behavior is wild. And so when he shows up, because I don't even does he even have like an actual okay, I'll maybe he does have a duffel bag because he did fly, right? Or did he drive?
Yeah.
Whichever one, he couldn't show up with a trash bag. Because I was like, did he show up with a trash bag? Maybe he actually showed up with some luggage. I was too bad to even pay attention. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, like you're showing up here unannounced. You're not even showing up in the most romantic way. No flowers, no candy. We talking about basic shit, right? Like just
Yeah.
basics.
Mhm.
He's not even doing that. He's just showing up and he's like, I'm just so glad I'm gonna be here for more than 2 days.
Yep.
And it's already smelling fishy to me. I don't like it. And I just feel like even with the whole thing about Duncan, staying in their
Mhm.
scenario in terms of like him asking um I guess he asked what Charlotte, right, about and Seema, and I'm thinking like, yo, like it doesn't matter. Like none of this matters because what's the real reason that you're here?
I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. I was gonna frame it differently, but then I had to correct myself mentally before I said it. Because I was about to say, ladies, this is, but no, because it's way more than this happens to lots of people beyond ladies, gentlemen,
Hmm.
people in the community. This is what it looks like when your partner has cheated on you and they're wondering, are you cheating on them? And they make up every reason in the world to all of a sudden be the most attentive person humanly possible. That
Hmm.
is what Aiden is doing here. After
Yeah.
telling Carrie that he slept with Kathy, now he's immediately jealous of Duncan because he sees Duncan as a threat, while
As a
Carrie
threat.
just
Yep.
sees Duncan as someone to help her out in her work. But he can't get past his own insecurities. So now he's pushing them all off on Carrie. And that's
Hmm.
what this looks like. That's why I love this scene. This is a full representation of a cheater now concerned that you're cheating on them, and then they
Hmm.
find every reason and every excuse in the world to either bring up the other person's name who they think you're with, or just to try to include them in things so they can try to fill it out. It's like he's searching for a
Yeah.
problem here
He
between.
wants
Mhm.
to figure out, remember Carrie's last statement in terms of like, I never said that I was not going to sleep with other people. So
There
that's
you
in the
go.
back of his head
Hmm.
now. And the whole asking, like, why don't we invite Duncan to dinner? Like, for why, sir? For what? What are we doing
Hmm.
here? It's giving insecurity based on something that you did. And I think that that's something that a lot of people don't even talk about, right? You have those people who they go into relationships and they're dating and let's just use the most toxic one of all, right? Men and women can't be friends, right? That's because you done jump bones with your homegirl, and now all of a
Yep.
sudden men and women cannot be friends. It has nothing to do with other people. It has everything to do
Yes.
with you. And so you're right, Aiden's behavior is very much giving like, I did this. She did say that she wasn't gonna wait for me in that way. She would have sex with other people. So let me see, has that actually happened?
There
Red
you go.
flag.
Exactly. And we're going to stay on them because at this point we're going to do this and just go per character. And this is a good character to start as their next scene after what feels like, I'm assuming, a daytime session of just wonderful love making bliss. And Carrie
Mm-hmm.
brings up that she needs to meet with Duncan for a writing session. You immediately see Aiden's attitude change and
Mm-hmm.
asks, well, how long is it supposed to be? Like an hour? She's like, a couple of hours. He waits at that moment to tell Curry the real reason that he's on this trip, as
Yeah.
he grabs his phone and says that Wyatt has not texted him back. After coming back from the retreat, Wyatt has decided to live with Kathy. And guilt trip 101 here. He
Mm-hmm.
tells Carrie it's because he loves her more. Knowing, as we see after Carrie decides to cancel her plans with Duncan to spend time with Aidan, look at his face, and you can clearly see that was his goal the
Yeah.
entire time. What did you think about this form of manipulation we see from Aidan in this scene?
I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that she feels like an afterthought. She feels like something to do, right? He said Wyatt is now living with Kathy. I forget the other son's name, but like he's at his uncle or where have you for the
Yeah.
summer. And he's like, well, oh, I don't have to be here. No, you don't have to be here, but you should actually like take a moment to consider showing up your best possible self. I feel like he's just showing up in like oh, she's something to do. She's oh,
Mhm.
I'm bored. I don't want to be alone. Now I'm not gonna say that he doesn't miss her. I won't take that away from him, but his first reason is not because he misses her, it's because Wyatt has chosen Kathy. Trevor, I think that's his name, right, is with his uncle. And he's in this house all alone. And now he's thinking, oh, shoot, I should go and just be with Carrie for the summer. I think that it's just, I just don't like it. I don't like the manipulation of it all because I saw that
Mhm.
too. The face that he made once Carrie was like, I'm going to cancel my plans with Duncan, and he says, he doesn't even say, are you sure? He doesn't even say, you don't have to do that. He's like starting to say it. And then he's like,
Because that's
no.
what he
And
wanted.
I didn't
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
And that's the sad part, is because that's what he wanted the entire time. I pay so much attention to, as they're having this conversation about Wyatt wanting to live with Kathy, just his
Hmm.
facial expressions told me from the beginning of that this was all to guilt trip her. Down to saying, as Carrie brings up, oh, so this is why you can stay more than 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And him's like,
Mhm.
well, I feel there's nothing there to keep me there. It's like you're an
Mhm.
afterthought. You're my second option. My
Yeah.
first option was to spend time with Wyatt. Wyatt doesn't want to. Tate's off at college or what is, I guess Tate is the one who was with the uncle.
Oh, okay.
Or
Take
Homer
yeah.
is one of Tate. Oh, Homer. He got 3 kids. I don't
Yeah.
know which one is with. But one of the others with the uncle. So he didn't want to be alone. And that's never a reason to attempt to reestablish something that you kind of broke on your last trip with the person that
Yeah.
you love. Is, well, I have nothing else to do. It,
Right.
you know what? I just thought about it. And everybody will understand this, including you. I know you definitely will understand this. This is Jagged Edge. Let's get married.
Oh, Lord.
That's what this is. That's what Aiden is doing here. He's doing Jagged Edge. Let's get married.
Oh, no. You're absolutely right. Oh, I hate that
That's
song so
exactly what this is. It's, I ain't got
uh,
nothing else to do. We ain't getting no
right.
younger, so we might as well do this. I ain't
Might
got
as
nothing
well.
else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like that. It's just sad to see it go down this road between them
Yeah.
two at this moment. And then their last scene together, as you brought up earlier, was just a scene in the closet of him kind of aggressively attempting to invite Duncan out to dinner. But what I loved about this scene is that Carrie lets him know and kind of lays it down like, no, it's all business with Duncan.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
need you not to do your Mr. Rogers thing and try to
Mhm.
become friendly with him. when what we do is work. She is drawing a clear line in the
Professional.
sand, and it's something that we don't get to see too often from Carrie. And
Yeah.
I love it when on shows you have women be assertive enough to say, no, this is what we're doing. This is the way this
Yeah.
relationship is going for me. And I need you not to interject in that at all. What did you think about that whole conversation between her and Aiden?
Well, I thought it was interesting because so I'm thinking about the entire, like, just from beginning to end in terms of the closet scene, right? Him coming
Hmm.
in and moving her close to the side and wanting space in the closet, and her being like, absolutely not, right? And giving him, I guess, what is the spare bedroom closet? And to me, that also speaks volumes because I think that this is like in the very most weirdest way convenient for the both of them because
Hmm.
I can't imagine really wanting to be with somebody and not being willing to give them space in my closet, right? So it's
Yeah.
just it's very odd. And so, and then drawing the line with Duncan, I could tell that she was irritated in that scene. The whole like, well, why not? Why can't we, add them to the to dinner, And I'm glad, like you said, that she held the boundary strong, but also I feel like it was not necessarily addressed. Like what's the
Hmm.
obsession? You know what I mean? And for me, I think that leaves a little bit of an opening for maybe something else to come later on down the line for them to talk about it. But it
Hmm.
is very interesting to see how that's panning out right now and that Duncan is which in any man would have been the source of his focus in terms of how he's feeling right now because he's not present and Carrie has this man living downstairs with her. So
Exactly. I love the way you put that. I couldn't imagine not giving space to someone who I'm with in my closet.
mhm.
But Carrie does not see Aiden as permanent. And because I don't see you as permanent, I'm not willing to share that space with you. Like
Right.
closet space is one of those territories within any form of relationship where it's very primal and instinctive. Like that is another way to almost say I love you is by giving that to someone. Like
Exactly.
to give closet space to someone. I was in a relationship for a good portion of time, and someone asked me for a drawer to a dresser. Maya knows I have three long dressers. I have a whole room that I turned into a closet, and I said absolutely not. Like no,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. No, I'm not willing to share space like that. But again,
Yeah.
that's because that's such a personal thing to do.
It
That's something
is.
you do with someone who you could imagine having a life with, and it's a callback. And this is an amazing callback that I know some people didn't pick up on. This is literally a conversation she had with Big in Sex and
Mhm.
the City
Yep.
about
Absolutely.
closet space
Yeah.
and how she, in the end, was more than willing to split closet space with Big because
Yeah.
she knew that they were going to be together. Here with Aiden, it just feels like, you know what? You're not even here permanent. I'm not willing to make this adjustment to my life at this point for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I
If
agree.
you're here permanent, may think about it, but temporary, I'm not willing to make that adjustment. So I absolutely know. Again, this has been the episode of Carry Certain Boundaries. Granted,
Mhm.
as you said, it's going to have to be a further conversation about his obsession with Duncan that she's going to have to ask questions about, especially if she finds out what happens later on at the art exhibit opening and the
Oh,
way
and
he
she
was with
will.
Adam and Seema. So that's definitely going to be a conversation. But again, I love this episode and this version of Carrie finally putting her foot down on certain things with Aiden. And I think again, it could be possibly because of Miranda, because those were tough conversations with Miranda last episode, but
This is
Carrie
true.
tends to be taking heed to some of them. The next couple or group that we're going to focus on is the fun group, and that is Charlotte and Harry. It's not
Mm.
much to talk about here. Harry has big balls
Big
because of his
nuts.
surgery, big nuts because of his surgery here. Again, it's just nice to see someone visit Harry here. That's it, because that
Mhm.
was already established last episode that that was going to be part of Charlotte's support system as her friends also just wanting to visit Harry. It's not anything to talk about in that scene except for Harry has big nuts because of the
Yeah.
surgery, and
Yeah.
just the point that they even bring that up just to let people know that this is one of the side effects, which is very much true for prostate cancer. That is a side effect of it, especially once
Mm.
you go through the surgery. So the point they bring it up, I absolutely love. So that's a good thing.
Okay.
Next up is this Charlotte and this Vertigo situation because we had it like I think season one. It was an issue for her
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Vertigo and the art exhibit of I'm assuming sex on the bed where you have to measure cum and at YouTube, don't you dare flag me. Don't you
Oh
dare
my
flag me for saying
gosh.
that.
Lord have
Ejaculate into a prophylactic. Did I say that right? Prophylactic.
mm,
There you go. I'm gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna say the most proper terms humanly possible. This what do you
hilarious.
think about what do you think is actually causing her vertigo here? Do you think it could
Well,
be stress of Harry's situation?
I do think it's stress. For a second there, when she did it the first time, she was like, my vertigo is back. I was like, is Charlotte pregnant, right? Because like,
That's what
but
I
then I realized
mhm.
she's a little older. Not that it's impossible, but I feel like the as it progressed throughout the episode, I realized yeah, it's probably vertigo because she's just bending down, falling into things, and all sorts of other stuff happening with her.
Yeah.
Um, so very interesting that did you hear that?
That's what made it funny. And we're gonna keep it because that was funny.
I was like, I'm like, am I tripping? Y'all, my cat is at the door and like, why won't you let me in? Um, but yeah, so I thought it was interesting because I'm like, I've never, I don't know anybody who's really experienced vertigo. And
Yeah.
so just very interesting for sure. But yeah, I thought she was pregnant. Maybe she still is. Who
I,
knows? Like,
I that I think that could possibly be it because just to come out the blue this way, and with everything going on with her and Harry, and we know that we've never heard Charlotte talk about being in menopause.
mm-hmm.
It's a good chance that she may be pregnant, which would be
Yeah,
interesting for them at
very.
this stage of their life. But it is more than possible as women have, again, with everything that's happening, women have children older now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a beautiful thing. If that's the angle they go, that could be a very interesting angle to play. Again, not much to talk about them because it was way more about Charlotte supporting her other friends. The other couple we're going to talk about real quickly because they only had one scene, but a highly important one for me, and that is Gia, Giuseppe, and Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
At Charlotte's art gallery opening, we have Giuseppe's mom, Gia, asking Charlotte's boss about art that he has of queer artists, which is an
Mm-hmm.
odd thing to just need queer artists, but to also say, hey, we're looking for a big painting for him so he could put up on his wall. Giuseppe saying, I don't have a big enough wall. She said, well, how about we just get you a loft because your apartment is small. We established that Gia is rich,
Yeah,
rich, that she can even say
yeah.
that in New York City.
Hello? I seen them lofts. I was just watching Selling Sunset. Okay, they expensive.
My goodness. But then for Giuseppe to say, well, I don't need more space because I spend most time at Anthony's. And we see her reaction again to him bringing up that with Anthony. And then we hit the conversation between Giuseppe and Anthony and him telling Anthony, show her more of you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe y'all just need to have dinner with it's just you two. Basically, it feels like Giuseppe's
Oh,
saying is work this out. I
yeah,
don't want to be in the
yeah.
middle of whatever this is. I love both of y'all. What did you just think about this very short scene but amazing conversation between Giuseppe and his mom of him setting boundaries with her about who he's with, and down to telling the art owner, no, Anthony, I love Anthony, letting her know that also, but then telling Anthony, maybe you just need to let her in to know you.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen this play out in other stories before, where that's
Mhm,
usually the go-to to tell, the person like, hey, you gotta work it out. Like, I love this person, I'm gonna be with this person despite what you're feeling right now, and you haven't gotten to know them. So even
mhm,
more reason. I do think that it's going to be interesting for them to have dinner because Gia does not seem welcoming and or wanting to get to know Anthony.
mhm.
So I'm interested to see. where they take it. But actually, I'm also thinking to myself, sometimes you got to see what it looks like when things don't work out. What do you really do when a parent doesn't want you to date their kid and has no interest in getting to know you? Like, what does that look like? So they
Exactly.
have two different ways they can go with this. But yeah, I mean, I love that Giuseppe finally has put his foot down and has made the statement.
Yeah.
Like, I love him. That's the end of that. And he's just not willing to be in the middle or deal with her antics.
There
So,
you go. That's again. Once you get Patty LaPone on the show, you kind of know what you're going to get here.
hmm
Granted, I mean, for people who know who she actually is, clearly it was a huge controversy with her this year with a very famous black performer and her and them getting into it. But
yeah,
Patty's Patty. Her performances are always on the mark. And here it fits with the tone of the show that she would be his mom and try to do this with Anthony. So that's interesting to see moving forward. The next couple we're going to focus on very quick. Sema and Adam. We have been calling him
the
landscaper,
gardener.
the gardener, everything humanly possible. I don't know why this is the first time I remember hearing his name.
Mm, I don't think we really did hear his name. So I'm not like,
And we opened up with them two having amazing cunnilingus.
mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my Big
No.
Bang Theory.
In the chorus. Okay,
I mean,
Colin.
not cunnilingus. Oh my God, no. Coitus. Coitus. That's what I
Yes,
didn't say.
coitus. Yes.
Coitus. Coitus. Here. And it just seems for the first time we've seen in this show of Seema just feeling free. And I think that's what that
Mm-hmm.
first opening scene represented for her.
Mm-hmm.
Down to after
Absolutely.
everything happened, after the climax, and she says, I've never laughed
Mm.
after this before.
Seema, poor Seema, where have you been? Oh,
That that
laughter
that
is,
mm, that whole experience she had during that process was
yeah,
like te- you could feel it was a release, not from the physical standpoint, but possibly more from the mental standpoint, from
yeah,
everything that Seema's always worried about. Because this is the first time, again, we've seen her being free with somebody here at any point in time. And it plays over in their next scene together at the restaurant as they want
yeah.
the most trifling thing humanly possible. Because if I
Ah,
mm, you ain't got no business putting on it's bathrooms, people. It's
there are
bathrooms.
bathrooms. It's absolutely,
If you need a little
you
deal,
know
ain't
what?
nothing wrong with a little deodorant extra hit because
It's
you keep the little spray or a little roll on in your purse and you take it to the bathroom, freshen up a little. It's
nothing wrong
not
with
an
it,
issue.
but just not at the table, not at the table. And I love how they are able to joke and talk about it and laugh. And I mean, again, we're talking about Seema's freedom. This is the most I've ever seen her relaxed. I've seen her just chill, just enjoying, and being present. And it's so funny because the first thing I'm thinking, right, because I'm like, they're showing the way to coming and getting the bill, right? And he's paying. I'm like, Lord, please don't let this man card decline, right? Because I want to see I want this to be a full, because I'm thinking, why y'all showing that? What's about to happen? He ain't got it. He ain't got it. So just super happy that they're showing her in this light. I really think that it is even down to the banter about him wearing, no
Ooh,
deodorant, using a
we're gonna talk about
crystal.
crystals. Because crystal
Child,
deodorant, listen.
listen, when that first came out, I was like, it's a hard hell no for me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and get that swab. Yeah, let's go ahead. And no, The Rock was crazy, but I love that banter. I love throwing that in there because it's things like that are I don't know if they're still talking about the crystal deodorant in 2025. So to see something
No,
like that being thrown in is like
it's a bunch
super
of
cool,
you know, it's a bunch of hoteps out here.
I
That
know, I
still wear
know,
that
I
crystal.
know.
It's a bunch of neo soul guardian goddesses that's out in these
Hey,
streets.
listen,
These
I
and my
am
which ain't nothing. I ain't got no issue at all with it. As long as
me
it's
neither.
something your body doesn't reject, I am all
This is
for it.
true. This is
Like
true.
hey, I wear all natural stuff, the deodorant, soap,
Yeah.
and stuff. So who am I to judge? But I do like just this conversation down to him saying, like, when we're getting in the other night, and one, you know how much in love or in passion you have to be with somebody to lick their armpits?
I hate
Like,
that. I hate that with the passion. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. I hate it. And did I say I hate it? I hate it. And I've only had it done to me once, and I was just like, I'm so grossed out right now. Like I'm so ugh. Like I made the gag sound, and he was like, "You're so dramatic," and I was like, "I am dramatic." So
this is the only
there's
time I say
that.
this on this show. Women are different because armpits. I'm not licking nobody armpits. I there's just not a
No,
reason for it at all.
it's
Not a reason for
not.
it.
Never. No, no,
But
I'm
women,
good.
I see no difference between armpits and people being into feet, licking feet, sucking toes, things of this nature. Like,
Again, I'm with the it's a no for me on it. You know what I mean? Had it
okay.
done once, very, very ticklish, did not end the way I'm sure he was hoping it to. And I felt abusive at that point. So I'm just gonna stay away from it.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
just yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
can
am
hold my
all
feet, but like,
I
don't,
am all against anyone licking armpits. That makes no sense. I am not against
feet.
toes. Not
Well,
not at all.
mm,
Not at all.
all
And
right, all
anyway,
right.
whether it's
Mm,
me doing it or as I've had happen to me,
the feet.
yes. Look here. I get pedicures for a reason. Okay, okay, they're nice and soft.
Oh my goodness. Well, I just got a pedicure, so I'm gonna call my husband and be like, "Hey, baby, you want to try something new?"
You never know. You never know. You can unlock a freak factor into people that you never knew existed.
This is
Okay, but I do
this.
like just the point that you see them doing this and no one is cringing. Seema is all for it, down to Seema asking the question that we normally reserve for men asking women,
Mm,
which is also rare that they show on this show of, did you get what you needed to get? And Adam said
mm-hmm.
no, but I have all night to do it.
Yeah,
And we
yeah,
just see just how that passion looks. Again, we talked about last episode that this seems to be something amazing for Seema after everything that she's been through. And this
yeah.
episode just reaffirms it because now we get to see the humor part of
Mm-hmm.
them building this relationship, which is also the fun part. The next couple we're going to deal with is Joy and Miranda, and
Mm,
knowing how to be honest with the people that you are with. As
yeah,
Joy arrives at Miranda's place after getting off a plane and saying, "Hey, I just wanted to come visit you and have a drink." And she brings out this special bottle of gin that she can only get from Canada.
yeah.
But Joy notices on Miranda's face and she says, "Oh my God, do you not drink?" And that's where Miranda tells the fib. What did you think about Miranda never exposing to Joy that she suffers with alcoholism?
Child, you are almost dead, okay? Because you're closer to 80 than you was to 30. Now get your shit
Yeah.
together, okay?
Mhm.
Like, um, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. You have a good thing going. Joy has even shared vulnerable, honest moments
Yes.
with her, right? So for me, it's like, why not just do the same? I hated the conversation, but I also understood why they had it in terms of her talking to Charlotte and Carrie and her saying it's
Mhm.
not very sexy. I don't want to bring down the mood. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you talking about? Like, yes, if you say like a serial killer with a mask on and a knife in your hand, I'm pretty sure that is a response you're going to get.
Mhm.
But an honest conversation that, hey, I struggle with alcoholism, in the past. I've been doing really good being sober. So no, I can't hold on to this bottle for you. It's just real simple because, like Charlotte mentioned, it's a conversation. She can
Yep.
support you through that. She can
Mhm.
root for you through that. And so it just kind of pissed me off because I'm thinking to myself, one, we don't know if this is her favorite bottle of gin. You just threw it down the trash chute and it's gone. Or Two, you could have just told her no. She could have taken it home with her, and it would be a conversation to have. And so I'm not disappointed in Miranda, but she did piss me off because I feel like she takes 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back, and it's like she's still ashamed and not like living in her truth
Mhm,
about who she is. And to me, that is the part that's frustrating and disappointing because you're getting to a space where you're establishing your career. Your kid is doing fine. You're finally divorced. You know who you are now. Like, really lean into that. Be vulnerable with yourself. Be vulnerable with this woman that you like and push forward through the uncomfortableness. I was talking to my husband about this earlier this week. It's the uncomfortable conversations that allow you to have that relationship that lasts
mhm.
15, 20 years. You don't get to 15, 20 years by hiding and having conversations that are surface level. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it is horrible when you don't give your partner the opportunity to support you.
Yeah.
This was a conversation the moment the bottle was presented that could have happened. Of
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Hey, by the way, I don't think I've ever said this to you before, but hey, I suffer with alcoholism. I can't keep the bottle." And the reason why these conversations are important, especially if, because I've been in a relationship where I'm a drinker, I like drinking. I've been in a relationship with someone who doesn't. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a comfortability point of it all with that person of saying, "Hey, are you even comfortable around me drinking?"
Right.
Like,
Right.
because I don't want to trigger you in any way. Like, I've given up
Mm-hmm.
alcohol before for the person, and maybe I'm willing to do so. Or maybe you're willing to say that's not a big issue, but it's all about the conversation. And if you
Mm-hmm.
take away that opportunity to have that conversation from me, for me, especially, it feels like you're lying.
Yeah.
You're not showing me
Yeah.
who you really are. And
Yeah.
that's highly
Yeah.
important for a relationship moving forward. It's not even about the importance of the bottle. The bottle can cost
Right.
$1,800. It wouldn't matter because if you're uncomfortable with it being there, I'm perfectly fine with that. If you throw it out and then we have a conversation, I'm gonna be mad because you could have just told me from the beginning,
Right.
but it's
Right.
still a conversation. But I'm going to then question, why didn't we have the conversation from the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you ashamed that you suffer
Yeah.
from something?
Yeah.
We are too old. They're definitely too old. I'm too old. Once you hit past
Hello.
30, you're too old to be
Ain't
ashamed of anything.
don't have the
And yet,
time.
and, and we, I'm gonna go off on a quick tangent. And the tangent makes no sense to a lot of people, but I'm gonna need you to go along with me because of I read the shade room stuff and it, I know shade room should be on there, but I read something on there and it triggered me to bring up this and it immediately popped into my head. It was Tamar Braxton talking about being on PrEP medication and being open about that and about why she would do it as a woman and what she's terrified of. That's the
Mhm.
openness that you need to have with your partner at all times.
Mhm. Mhm.
To be able to have those type of conversations is why relationships last. As you said, between you and your husband. I was about to say his name, but I'm not going to say his name because we're on the air. Between you,
It's
but
okay.
having those conversations is what makes relationships last.
Yeah.
You can't it can't last because I want you to I just need things to be easy and breezy. If it's going to
Right.
be easy and breezy, your relationship will fall apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every great relationship goes through these things where we have to be dead honest with each other.
Yeah.
And this was just an opportunity here for Miranda to be honest with Joy, and Joy seemed open to it. That's what makes it weird.
Yeah.
When Joy
She
said, "Oh
she
my
gave you
God,
the
do you
opening.
not drink?"
She
Like she
gave you the
left the
opening.
opening, and
It was
all
an
Miranda had to do
alley-oop.
is say, "Hey, I suffer with alcoholism. I don't drink."
Yeah.
And I would have been like, "Okay, I just want to spend time with you then.
Right.
Perfectly fine here."
Yeah.
But again, the whole goal is to not to take away those opportunities from the person that you're with, the partner you claim with. Joy kind of confesses her love a lot in this very short scene with Miranda.
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah.
about, well, this is the first time I've ever done this with a girlfriend to leave some. So clearly it meant something to Joy. But I think
Right.
it would have also meant something to Joy if Miranda would have said, I can't be around alcohol, because I think Joy would have been like, oh. Not a problem at all. At least I know
Right.
now. So I don't want to. I think, and I know. Then we'll go to the next topic because I think I'm rambling now.
No, you're fine.
I understand why people who don't drink or who suffer from alcoholism who or any form of substance abuse. I know how they feel, or I can gauge how you feel when you're dealing with someone who may indulge into something and you feel like I'm stopping the party from happening or I'm stopping
Mhm.
things
Mhm.
from your joy because this is something I can't indulge in. But what you got to realize when a person loves and cares for you, there's no such thing. You're the joy.
Right.
This is just a side thing. I can do this
Yeah.
with other people. I don't need to do this with you. And I think that's the fear for Miranda as she tells Charlotte and Carrie later on, like, I just don't want to bring the mood down. All those are all trigger words of saying, I'm terrified that if I say this,
Yeah.
it's going to kill her joy, and then she's not going to want to be with me. But then
Mhm.
you got to realize in any relationship, you're the joy. If I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm not with you because
Mhm.
I can drink. I'm
Right.
not
But
with
I
you
think
because I
that
can
that
do
goes
things.
back to the insecurity of not fully
Yes.
knowing yourself, not fully overcoming, right? Because I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm just trying to think back from Sex and the City, from and just like that from the seasons. I can't remember if or recall if Miranda went through therapy, if she like actually
Mm.
had these conversations with
Mhm.
somebody who's trained, right? And I tell people this all the time. I get that you have your friends, right? Like I have you and you have me, and we share a lot of things to each other, but we
Mhm.
also have therapists because there's just some things that even though I talked it out with you, I still need that extra oomph to
Yep.
get over the
Mhm.
hill. And I think that that's the part that people are not understanding. And so for me, I don't know. I feel like I need them. I need them to show Miranda really doing the work because it feels like
Mhm.
it's super easy for her to slip. And I think when you're really on a train that says like, listen, the goal is to be here and I need to do these things. Like,
Mhm.
how does somebody hold you accountable? And Charlotte and Carrie were doing a really good job. I'm gonna just talk about that for a second in terms of
Yes.
not judging her, being very careful with their words, how they responded to her, giving her support. But again, like I said, your friends can be doing all those things and you can still be saying, well, I don't, it's not that bad. It's cool,
Exactly.
whatever. Um, but it's for you to see that it's a problem, which she did in the end, and that's why she threw the bottle away. So yeah.
It's all about understanding that the person you have to stick up for the most is still yourself.
Yeah.
And she was on the verge because I understand Love Island and stuff like that could make you want to have a drink. It could make you want to drink. And she was close.
She
She
was
was
very
close.
close.
But the point that she went from tossing the alcohol out the cup to saying, no, this bottle got to go.
Yeah.
That just shows enough power. And also, it sets up that a conversation is going to happen.
Hmm.
Like at this point now, you can't. And I love the point that Charlotte, through all her vertigo, she was no, and she ran because she saw Miranda like struggling there,
Yeah.
and that's what you're supposed to do as a friend. Like
Yeah.
if you're my friend and you're struggling with something that I know of and I see it,
Mhm.
oh, we're gonna have a
Mhm.
conversation. Like
Absolutely.
we ain't got to do that, and I love that scene that she was willing to fall on a cum soaked bed to save
But,
her friend.
yeah, so it's nasty. Okay.
Exactly. But last, we're going to talk about which I thought was possibly the most interesting aspect of this episode, and that is Lisa, Herbert,
Lisa
and
and
Myron here.
Marion. Mhm.
Marion,
Marion.
Marion. Jesus, Marion is more of a woman's name. Okay,
Mhm.
not a full woman name because I know plenty of male Marions. But first, we get Lisa having a conversation with Charlotte about flirting in the workplace.
Splurking trash. I would punch.
No, no, no,
I'm
don't
trying to use
stop
my
now.
words. I
No,
know, I'm
don't stop
trying to use
now.
my
Use your
words.
words. Use your words. Use your
Me
words.
me and my husband will have some words because of flirting, because who do you think you are? Like, are you I was just very here's the thing, because I'm interested in this dynamic in terms of how Charlotte handles conversations.
Yes.
On one hand, I understand
Hmm.
not overstepping, and I'm leaning into that about 85% because I get
Okay.
it, right? I get it.
Yeah.
I've been in spaces where you tell somebody something and they flip it on you, and now it's now you have the
Hmm.
problem and all sorts of other stuff. So I get it. And I'm just wondering though, because why did Lisa think that any of this? And as she's talking, I'm realizing she confesses that she's doing this on purpose. Like she's
Yep.
actively choosing to flirt at work. Um, yeah, very, very interested. You're just guilty, got guilty written all over you. You come home and the conversation with Herbert and your daughter is very telling. Like you said, this was a very interesting choice of story for her, and
Yeah.
hmm,
So let me ask a question because this is very. This is why I saved this one for last because I was very interested to see your perspective on it. Um, Work wives and work husbands have always existed. That
mhm,
relationship exists, but it's normally a line you do not cross
yeah,
in that set up relationship, and that is possibly the flirting aspect of it, which was weird to me. The dream
yeah,
aspect, you can't control that. That can mean so many different things, and it's
right.
for you to take whatever that interpretation is to better yourself. That's what that dream was meant to do. But for her to openly say, "Oh, we flirt all the time," and it comes that he doesn't flirt, you flirt with him.
You flirt with him. I think it's. I'm
Do you
wondering
think
if
this is
she's
just a slippery slope of it all?
absolutely. Absolutely, it's a breeze slope. And I'm wondering, do you feel because we see in this episode the like waking Herbert up in the morning trying to
That
like
was
have morning
also telling.
sex, right? And it's like, feel do you not feel wanted? Do you not feel sexy?
Mhm.
Like there's so many different ways to go with this that I am like trying to in no way do I condone it. I don't. I think that it's like you said, it's a very slippery slope
Mhm.
and could potentially ruin a work relationship because I do not think he is forcing.
Not
I
at
think
all.
she is the one
Mhm.
who is taking things out of context because she's already flirting with him. So now that when he says, I thought about you and I thought about you last night, she's like, oh, because now maybe it'll make me feel better knowing that you were thinking about me in the same way I was thinking about you. And that's not the case. I thought about you because I got tickets to this movie and Obama's
High ground
person is
producers
gonna be
involved.
there.
Like, yeah, exactly. It was an opportunity I'm thinking of.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm. I think
yeah. I think that it's very dangerous what she's doing. And I do think that she needs Charlotte, Carrie, whoever to be honest with her about that she's putting her marriage in danger.
mhm. And I think this is the difference between and that's the reason I brought up work wives and work husbands. This is the difference between them. Normally, I know some very rare cases where this is not the case. Normally, if you have a work wife or work husband, they want to meet your spouse.
Hmm.
Like you only consider that is because of what other people perceive your relationship to be. It's not what you perceive your relationship to be.
Right,
And
right.
there's no flirtatious nature involved in that because it's not necessary. It's hey, you ain't eat today? Come on, let's go get lunch. Stuff of
Hmm.
that nature.
Yeah,
It's not I'm flirting with you and I'm having sex dreams about you, things of this nature. No, that is not
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That is really attempting to establish a relationship outside of your marriage. And it feels like because we see just how much she at one point in time attempts to want Herbert at that moment, or the way she reassures Charlotte all the time, like I have a very sexy husband at home. I don't know what's going on here. It's the busyness of it all. Because Herbert's brought
hmm,
that up before. Like, hey, you're not there. We're busy. We're doing X, Y, and Z. This is something that's gone on for 3 seasons with them, and
yeah,
about that lack of communication when they get overworked. And that could also be leading to this. Because again, this
yeah,
is someone who Herbert told her if he's the best person for the job, you shouldn't be concerned that that's a man. But there's also the person who got extremely jealous when he saw
Mhm.
the pictures that they were taking. So it feels like a conversation needs to be had between them two about crossing a line.
I would say yes, but I will go further and say it's a conversation needs to happen probably with a therapist. I think that that's a
Oh,
very
definitely.
hard conversation to
Mhm.
have, and it could turn into something way worse than what it was intended to without the proper mediation and person to make sure that they're listening and hearing each other
Mhm.
and it's not going through that filter that they will probably have if they talk solo dolo. So yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes it's the fantasy of it all that can distract you.
Mhm.
Like Lisa is stuck in a fantasy world, and then
Yeah.
she gets thrown right back into reality when she wants to be with Herbert, and the I need to use
Yeah.
restroom stuff like that. None of that happens in real life.
I
Understand?
took a I took a mental
Being
note and I was like, I'm definitely not talking about the kids when I'm trying to have sex. I'm
yes,
not talking
that's
about the
what you don't
grocery
do.
list. Like, I don't want to talk about any of those
I'm not
things.
even getting up to
And
go to the bathroom.
yeah, I was very surprised at that because I'm like, don't you wake up with morning wood? What's happening right now? Like
When
you'll
you
be
wake up,
fine.
the morning wood is because you normally have to pee, but
Oh, who
it's
knew?
everything comes out of the same place. So it's like a tube in a tube. So if I get overly stimulated, I'm not thinking about peeing. And
Yeah,
if I'm thinking
yeah.
about peeing, and I'm sorry if I'm grossing anyone out here, but this is what this episode has led to tough conversations to be had
Yes,
between
yeah.
and toes and everything else. But if I have to pee and I am also intrigued with you and I want to interact with you in an adult fashion early in the morning, if a little pee comes out while we're doing it, a little pee's gonna come out while we're doing it because I'm just not gonna stop. Like it just
Mhm.
brought up interesting questions there between them two. But I also think it's because this is out of the norm for her because it
Yeah.
caught Corbett completely off guard. For people who are accustomed to it or even think it's a possibility of it happening, it's not going to catch you off guard. It caught him off guard completely that this was something that Lisa wanted to do. So that tells me, okay, this is something you all have possibly never done, or it so rarely happens that it's not something you can even come close to preparing for. But then
Yeah.
that the conversations needs to be needs to happen because now she's overcompensating for whatever her feelings are for her editor here.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
think it's him.
I don't think it's him, but that's what I'm going that's why I'm asking. I'm like, I wonder if she's feeling and that's crazy because you well, it's not, because I'm thinking about I'm like, look at how she's dressed, right? There's a confidence, there's a
Mhm,
swag, there's all these things, but that does not negate the insecurity of if
mhm.
my husband doesn't initiate having sex with me, if we don't
Yes.
have spontaneous sex, if he doesn't call me sexy or text me that I'm sexy or tell me he can't wait to do these things to me,
Mhm.
and vice versa, right? Because I'm a firm believer that in a relationship, you should also be telling your man how much that he looks good and how much you want to do him when he gets home. So that way
Mhm.
it's equal and one person
Reciprocal.
doesn't feel like they're always,
Yes.
yeah, it's putting it out. And so, but like you said, it's the busyness of it all. They've been doing this for quite some time, these seasons.
Mhm.
And we've seen and heard relationships that have not made it because they do not know how to put time aside for
For
one
each other.
another.
Yes.
And that's
Mhm.
what's happening right here, and I think that that's going to be a very big conversation because she's doing this documentary. He's running for what, governor or something of the sorts, right?
Yeah, she's running for office.
So,
She's doing a documentary. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm. It's a
adding
time
kids
issue.
into the mix. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with kids, and you got a kid that's in his, I think, his senior year in high school.
Yeah.
Yep, because of what they tried to get with the person coming.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's stressful. You got kids who always need stuff, but you still have to
Gotta
make
find
that time for
time.
one another. It is simple things in life. Men are very simple, ladies. Let me help y'all out here. Men are very simple here. I have said on multiple occasions, if I had a woman who would take out the trash in sweatpants, heels, and a tank top, I would be perfectly fine. That's all it takes. It don't take much. It literally does not take much.
Y'all
I
see
would
how that
want you.
escalated. He
Oh,
said minimal, and then in the same sentence, y'all, heels, sweats, tank top.
I mean,
I
like,
just want y'all to
like,
understand what.
like sweats is something you can wear comfortable around the house. You can have a
And
little tank
these
top
are
on, a little shirt
not
on
kitten
to do stuff
heels,
like that.
okay? We talking
You
about
keep the
P
heels at the door.
Valley
Just put
heels.
the heels on. No, this, yeah,
See what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. 4 inches or more, like,
You
because
see what I'm saying? Exactly what I'm talking
anything
about.
under 4 inches is not a heel. That is a sneaker.
Like,
But like, just someone that
this,
ain't.
I feel attacked. The disrespect.
But just what, like something like that. But it's all about understanding what your partner's attracted to, and then never
Mhm.
letting that ball slip where you don't feel like I'm attracted to you.
Yeah.
And that could be it. That because again, when they were in bed, that was kind of telling with one another. Herbert is knocked out cold.
Yeah.
He's not even thinking about it.
In the
And
morning
yeah,
before coffee. Like, sir, shut up.
I would
And
not think
she
about
just,
coffee in that moment. That is an odd thought to come
yeah,
into your head. Like, I
yeah.
need
She
my
just
morning
probably
cup of
should
Joe.
gag ball him, just and keep it pushing.
Sometimes you get surprise your partner, but again, it's very interesting to see where this angle is going to play at because again, this
Hmm.
was someone that Herbert pushed for her to hire, even though it was a male. She kind of saw these problems from the beginning that could happen, and now we're seeing it come to fruition.
Yeah.
And is this just something that's going to be a problem moving forward? Granted, she still got to talk to the producer of Higher Ground, which is Michelle Obama and Obama's President Obama's company. So that is very interesting to see just how that's going to play in her doc
Yeah.
also. But what are your final thoughts on episode 8 of And Just Like That?
Um, let's see. Lisa child playing with fire, finna get burnt. Herbert just clueless as hell. Just
Yeah,
clueless in that
like
moment.
man, we be
Um,
clueless. We don't pick them on obvious
um,
signs. I'm gonna let y'all know now.
nah, he does. Yeah, no, you guys don't. Herbert, yeah, just get it together, okay? Harry, hopefully the swelling in his balls go down so he'll have regular size nuts next episode. Charlotte, is she pregnant or is it vertigo? And some of these Gen Zers who are unsure of what vertigo is, go look it up, okay? Um,
Thank you.
just absolutely ridiculous. Carrie, Aiden, why? Like just why? Like you live in New York City. You live in New York City. There are
Mm,
plenty of men, very much eligible bachelors that you could find yourself with. Why? Aiden, why? There's such a distaste that I have for him. He seems half-assed, very
mm,
mediocre, lack
yes.
of effort, all of the things that you've experienced in your 20s. I do not want to experience that in my 50s. That's crazy.
Yes.
Aiden needs to get it together. The
Mhm.
insecurity or whatever this is, the infatuation with Duncan to try to figure out what's happening with Carrie is ridiculous, and very telling. Um, Joy and Miranda, they need to have a conversation.
Yes.
Miranda needs to be fully transparent and vulnerable. This woman likes you. She shared her own vulnerability. She's been transparent with you.
Mhm.
Return the favor and stop acting scared. I was finna say something else, but we on.
What you about to say beating around the bush? Because I thought of beating around the bush, but then I thought what that could possibly mean. And I said, well, all pun
All I'm
intended,
saying
beating around the
is,
bush.
yeah, she just gotta get it together. She really
Yeah.
just needs to figure out a way to live in her truth 100%. It's not easy. It's not meant to be easy. The best relationship of your life is going to cause you to be as uncomfortable as possible.
Mhm.
Like 110%. That's how I see it. So, very interesting. Liking where the second half of the season has started to take
Yes.
off. So, yeah, uh, I give this episode I'll give it a solid B.
Yeah. This was a solid episode here. And the tagline should be honesty is the best policy. That's all this
Yes, it
episode is
is.
about. Fully about honesty here. But whether it be Miranda needing to be honest, whether it be Charlotte and Harry's honesty already with each other, whether it be Lisa needs to be honest with Herbert about her feelings here. Because again, some of those can be clearly solved just by talking to your partner, talking to your
Hmm.
husband about them, maybe that would help between Seema and Adam's honesty, which is
Mm,
super dope. Down to her making fun of his
super.
last name being Adam Karma, which is
Yeah, because
it's nothing like having a mother who was a flower child in the 60s. Because clearly he had the
listen,
whitest mom, woodsock mom humanly possible. That's why he
so
likes
cute.
crystal deodorant. Like it's crazy
Mm,
here. But again, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about Caden and Kate. I say Caden. I done combined them to one.
they did. You
Harry
you you
and
did the what they call it, the
oh
hashtag
my
couples
God.
thing. Yeah, you
Yes,
did
that is
that.
horrible. Let us know what you think about Carrie and Aiden and where this relationship is going and if this form of manipulation by him is going to continue. Let us know what you think about Seema and Adam and this
Yes,
blossoming,
we rooting for
finally
the
blossoming
landscaper.
relationship for Seema and how we foresee this going. Let us know what you also think about Miranda and Joy, and Miranda fully being honest with Joy about something that has hurt her the most, and that is her alcoholism and how they can deal with that moving forward. And finally, let us know what you think about Lisa. Not about Lisa and Herbert, not about Lisa and her editor. It's about what do you think about Lisa and her having to
Hmm.
come to terms with whatever's not working in her relationship and whatever's not working in her business life and attempting to fix it to get her doc and her family all together. You can catch our recap review of And Just Like That right after the episode airs on Thursday nights. Like,
Yep.
comment, subscribe, tune in to
Subscribe.
Big O Belt. We have so much more content coming. We
Yes.
possibly have another show coming too that we'll talk about in the future because we are coming close to closing out And Just Like That. But we will always have content you can check out on the channel. This has been another recap review. Peace, people.
Peace.